Alright, and I'm just going to make sure that they know that they are allowed to go. So it looks like Alesha's going to keep that hand. Looks pretty good. Oh, right. Hurrah! Everybody's up, ready to go. This looks like a nice start. Milos and Grenadin drones to start off with. Some good stuff so far. Oh, and we're gonna get a kitty blessing here in just a moment. So for the people that don't know, this is our hero tournament, which means that you are allowed a singleton deck. So you're only allowed one of each copy of a card, except for basic sigils. You are allowed to have one exception, where you can have 4 of, and that's your hero. So your hero has to be in the colors that you're playing explicitly. So for example, in hand, Alesha couldn't have Zuberi be her hero. She would have to have Milos, because she's both Justice and Fire, rather than just Fire. If you were Zuberi, you'd be just Fire. So that's what we have here. And I'm getting some snuggles here. Milos is a really fun archetype for sure. Other than that, like I said, it's only going to be one of each card. You're allowed 4 of the hero, so it's trying to emulate kind of like the Magic the Gathering Commander or Elder Dragon Highlander format, however you know it as. Alright, I got Milos coming down. Chemo seems pretty sweet. The big problem here is Hojin is a house. A turn 2 Hojin in a singleton format is scary. I also really like that BeardBroken is going for the Haru transform with the flexible familiar, which we already have on our stream too. Look at that. There we go. We've got commentary from the kitty, for the kitty on the stream. Oh, baby. Linebreaker shield right off the start. This is a nasty hero. One advantage that Alesha has is Alesha does have a lot of chump blockers. Like, Alesha's going to be using assembly line and all these kinds of things, and that's going to allow, at least to buy time. It's still going to be a problem because, of course, that life gain is not irrelevant, I would say. Ooh, and we're going to get Zuberi starting off. Big old 5-6. Alesha just going for the big guns right away, not bothering with, like, assembly line or chemo, just kicking it right into gear. I love that. I also really like Grujin's Choice, actually, in this format, because you can move a unit of your choice to the top of your deck, and in this format, since your deck is going to be trying to be built around a specific hero, that does seem like it's going to help out a lot, right? Like, it'll let you get the extra copy of your hero when you need it. Yeah, we're going to get another chump block. I thought that she might just take 4 there. And then you got Glacier Shaper. And either assembly line... Okay. I was going to say, we're going to see either assembly line or chemo, and obviously the choice held up, I'd imagine. It's also attachment removal in case somebody's playing anything like Quicksilver Mirror. Well, Grujin's Choice isn't. Yeah. Grujin's Choice is not attachment removal. It's just double damage. I mean, just double damage. See, I'm of the opinion that you just take this. Yeah. I like that a lot. I like that BeardBroken's on the full Renown deck. Oh, Snowball Milos. That does stop it. Grujin's Choice will not be able to change that. It's a pump spell, but only in the loosest sense of the term. And now we're going to Grujin's Choice and find ourselves another unit. Right now, I don't know if I'd want it to be Milos. Like, you're going to draw it and it's going to get double damage. But then it's just a 1-1 double damage. It doesn't make assembly line any better. So yeah, there we go. A melee seems like that's the choice. That I like. And now BeardBroken's on the back foot. But BeardBroken does have 4 cards in hand. They're in colors that can definitely deal with flyers. I mean, they're in Justice. Justice can do a lot of things. The permafrost on Zuberi, though, suggests that they don't have a lot of hard removal in their hand, right? If you had hard removal, you'd have probably used it on Zuberi and not used permafrost, since it doesn't really deal with the problems that you need. A double damage Amelie is a lot, yes. Double damage Amelie does things. Notably, 8 damage a turn. And then we're going to get assembly line just as a bunch of chump blockers. Kind of discourage attacks. I mean, the thing here about Alesha attacking is it does mean that Hojin can get back in. If BeardBroken's hitting power cards, it's a lot of life gain. They might be able to, like, essentially race this, right? You throw another weapon on it from the Minotaur. It can get pretty large. BeardBroken can buy themselves a lot of time to find an answer to Amelie, is what I'm saying. So it's far from over. I would say the advantage is slightly in favor of Alesha, but we don't know all the cards that BeardBroken has. Oh, I like this. Just going for the straight up transform. And we are going to hit a Svetja's Faithful. Unfortunately, a 2-drop 1/1 is not what you want to be hitting off of that, but that's the thing that happens. Oh, and now we get Glacier Shaper to give another unit as well. Problem is, that Amelie ramps up real fast. Ow. That really hurts. I got a paw in my stomach here. Yeah, not having the onslaught on the Faithful was unfortunate. There's no way that you'd know that it's going to transform into Svetja's Faithful, but yeah, 2-drop 1/1 feels real bad. BeardBroken thinking. Okay, that is definitely a play. And that'll help BeardBroken out a lot. If I'm BeardBroken, you've got to try and hold on to your power for as long as you can. Just to try and, like, get pivotal swings in with the Hojin, I feel like. Oh, no! Aijin Imperial Armorer. That's not one you see often, but it does a lot of work. So now, for and exhausting it, plays a 4/4 Mithril Armor, and unlike something like Platemaker, which is limited by creatures that aren't already wielding weapons, you can just slap as many armors on that bad boy as you want. Like, slap the top of that Valkyrie. This bad boy can fit so much armor. Thankfully, it doesn't transfer the double damage that Aijin has onto whatever it's giving a 4/4 armor to, but that's still really bad news in a long game. And now double damage Kriva, which currently really doesn't do anything. I mean, it trades with the Kodosh Evangel, I guess. Oh, not attacking at the 7/6. I kind of like that attack. Start forcing some blocks here out of BeardBroken and just start busting this board wide open. I feel like you don't want to leave BeardBroken time to use Imperial Loyalist. For some reason I thought Imperial Armorer, but that's Aijin, right? Yeah. But you want to try and get like Imperial Loyalist to block and get it off the field. Same with something like Platemaker. You want to be able to stop BeardBroken from searching through their deck and finding more valuable things, right? It's certainly an issue that they can find something that can deal with a flyer or a flyer of their own, or like a big lifesteal thing to swing with. You don't want to mess around with that, in my opinion. Okay. So just a slightly bigger... Huh. Bigger Kodosh, another 4/4. Oh, baby, Blade Breaker. Bam! That's an 8/8. Hey, look, it's Amelie 2.0. There's a second one. Ow. Good Vanquish from BeardBroken. A necessary Vanquish, one might say. I like Alesha getting in with a 7-6 on the ground, though. I wish that had happened earlier. Because BeardBroken managed to translate that into a lot of extra value off of the Minotaur Platemaker, and they might have had to throw away a few units underneath it instead. Okay, that's a good life swing back. And BeardBroken is going to use that Platemaker to try and search. Oh, needs the power. Interesting. Oh no, what a way to lose. Top deck Inquisitor's Blade on the 7-6. Take 22. And that's the game. Well then. Sometimes it do be like that. Right when BeardBroken finally got the power they needed. That's why they were stuck that whole game. They needed the second fire. Ouch. You hate to see it. Alright, well, we are going to watch the second round, because it's not over. This time we're going to be looking at things from BeardBroken's side. And see how they go. What are the heroes for each player? We have Vargo versus... or, sorry, I think it's Quinn versus Milos. Let me just double check. BeardBroken is definitely on... Oh, I gotta find where the 4 of copy is, so it's a little bit of a hunt. It is Quinn, okay. It seemed like it'd be Quinn from All the Renown. And I had thought that it was Quinn. So yeah, it is in fact Quinn on this side.
Another round.
Ooh, Bullet Shaper is a scary card. Doesn't see a lot of play now because there's better ramp options, but boy, it used to see a ton. Scary, scary card to have around. Now the question is, do you something like Flexible Familiar, Unstable Form? Do you Unstable Form this, or do you wait? Alright, BeardBroken is opting to wait. I'm always terrified of Bullet Shaper myself. Bullet Shaper does a lot of work. Essentially, with Bullet Shaper, what you can do is you can discard a card to it to gain +2 power. Specifically a spell, but +2 power for a turn can be a very big power spike. Oh, baby. Display of Honor on Flexible Familiar, huh? What are you gonna be, boy? Oh, God. Wow. Bullet Shaper into Chemo into Caleb's Persuader? That seems unfair. Now the question is, do you Display of Honor and try and make this large enough? Alright, you do. And lucky enough, got it. I would have been very afraid of getting something that might not be able to deal with it. A Martial Ironthorn. Okay. BeardBroken does have the Vanquish answer for that. Still needs to find that other power. Highland Sharpshooter can be pretty okay. And I mean, BeardBroken's at 26 life. This isn't a big problem yet. They've got a lot of cards up on Alesha. The big thing is, can they actually deploy those cards? They need to draw some power. Because Alesha is just going to keep slamming gas, apparently. I feel like Bullet Shaper and then maybe Casualties of War and just get rid of that Aijin is a way to play this. Yeah, and BeardBroken agrees. It's nice if you could have Casualties of War to get the Renown off on Highland Sharpshooter, but there's... like, you can't let Aijin stick around for that. Oh boy, Rise of the Challenge, here we go. Are we going to get a 3-1 Milos? No. BeardBroken does not want to see another 6-drop, I can guarantee you that. I don't know a lot about this game all the time, but I don't think that a 6-drop is what BeardBroken is hoping for. I mean, Beard could discard and just play Quinn. Maybe that's the thing to do. Or Palace. Considering that they've got Bullet Shaper, actually. Now the question is, which of those do you lay? Okay, and they're just going to start with Quinn. I think that's correct, because you just want to draw the cards and also have something in play to protect something like Palace afterwards. Playing Palace without a lot of protection can be scary, especially knowing that Alesha has some gas off of that Rise to the Challenge. Okay, and it is a 3-1 Milos. And a Vanquish.
No!
Unfortunately, Bullet Shaper is only 1 turn, so that's not happening again. However, this Red Canyon Smuggler could do some work. It might just have to go for Token of Honor, honestly. I feel like Token of Honor is the right way to go. Ooh, we're going to see an unstable form. Oh, no! Wow! Sometimes you just really do be like that. Oh. Sometimes you unstable it into a random 5/5 for 4 with extra abilities. Oh my god. That is super brutal for BeardBroken here. Now we get a Bear Arms and Wind Elemental. And it's a good thing that you transformed it from Milos, because that Bear Arms plus Milos becomes incredibly busted very fast. But, yikes. I think that you're going to need to see Garden of Omens played and, I guess, kill Wind Elemental? Oh, god. This is a tough one. Opting not to seek power first. Oh, I guess that it becomes 0 anyways, so not a big deal. And kill the Bullet Shaper. Which does just mean that it's essentially a very expensive Ice Bolt. Saves you 2 life as well. Now I would double block. I would definitely get that 5/5 off the field if I could. Or force a trick if I can. I think double blocking the Isha here is a good idea for BeardBroken. No? Okay. I like the option to do that because you get Quinn anyways. These are not super important. They're being outclassed already. I kind of like that. I kind of like the idea of just trading it off and then just slamming a Quinn and not caring. There's a lot of Quinns going on. We're in a position where BeardBroken can start racing. Copper Hull Bracers is very nasty. And just slam for 4, leave back the 2/3. Yeah, I don't know. I wish that... I'm going to need to be really aggressive then if you're not going to trade with the Isha. That's just my opinion. That's just the way I'd play it. I'm very likely to be wrong, but I like the idea of... If you're going to do that, put on some pressure. Okay, so now Palace? I mean, you just Palace. The Copper Hull Bracers could come down. I feel like Palace and draw some cards might even be the right play. Ooh, we're going to go straight to Withstand on Quinn. That's not a bad idea either. Just keep up the pressure. Play it, no Decimate. Fair enough. I'm not sure why BeardBroken played that before combat, but I mean, fair enough. A buffed recurring unit is pretty solid, yes. This attack feels weird. There's something up here. What is happening? Shugo Tactic to buff that over and deal just enough damage to kill the Palace. Ooh, and a Sheriff Marley to silence the Quinn. Nice. You know what's better than a recurring unit? Not having one at all. So, I mean, it's still get in for 11, right? That's the thing. Important to note, one of the rules that we have is that you cannot play your general. Like, if you already have your hero in play, you're not supposed to play the second copy. So right now, that second Quinn in hand is dead until this one goes back to the void. So this one has to leave. It's our way of kind of balancing it out between all the different kinds of, like, not having the ability to actually have a command zone, essentially, for a EDH deck. So if you're wondering why BeardBroken doesn't go for that line, this is why. I mean, at this point, though, BeardBroken doesn't need it. Like, this is probably a better play anyways, because I think Shugo Tactic wins it most of the time here. Like, how much damage is this over top of that? Yeah, that, a lot. It's... that's some numbers. Hold all these numbers. More than enough. Well, there we go. We've got a 1-1 tied match between BeardBroken and Alesha. We're going to watch Alesha for the last one, and let's see who comes out on top. Yeah, they have a commander event programmed in the game, they just don't have it for private, which I wish that they would do. It would be amazing if they did that. Alright, and Alesha's going to throw back the first hand. This hand seems serviceable. I would definitely keep this. I wouldn't be super excited about it, but it seems okay. See you later, Magus. Have a good one. And 2 Echo cards, or Fate cards from BeardBroken. One of those is likely to be the unstable form. As far as the other one, they have Skycrag Scalebreaker as well, so that could definitely do it, creating the Skycrag Goad, the weapon that goes with it. Just another way for them to get an easy renown, essentially. Oh, nice hit off the Seek Answers, hitting the Milos. So Alesha manages to just slam their hero here. BeardBroken looks like they've got a pretty good start, though. They've got all of their colors. And a Hojin, which, yeah, Hojin does things. Question here is, I think that you still probably lead with Milos. Nope, I'm just going to lead with the Whirling Duo. Fair enough. I thought about leading Milos and then play Inquisitor's Blade and then just start popping off. But I'm just very greedy. There's a really good chance that BeardBroken has an answer to that. Hojin on 2 is always a problem, yeah. Still knocking down doors and taking names. Early Linebreaker Shield, this is going to be a big Hojin. Knock, knock! Ooh, and a Permafrost. Yikes. Signal Flare will not clean that up. So we're going to get a Lazy Fire Main. Okay. And possibly an Inquisitor's Blade next turn. I mean, right now I imagine that Alesha is trying to hold up the situation where they can Signal Flare. Oh no, this is just a spell, right? This isn't a fast spell. I was going to say, so that they can trade with this, though, if there's no power, at least. So that's still a thing. Ooh, Ornate Katana turning into a flyer for 2 is really mean. No block. I feel like I would be priced into that at this point. I would have probably blocked. We know that BeardBroken is on a Renown deck and needs to needs to use those kinds of tricks for the Renown units if they can. And it's gonna be worse later when it just hits you in the face. I think that I would have taken the chance. Again, just me. I am certainly allowed to be wrong. Alesha is a very good player. Oh, and they're gonna try and turn it around and trade. It doesn't have the blessings, so it is just the trade. Yeah, and BeardBroken's gonna take it. So a 2-for-2 trade there, essentially. So now, Alesha can set up Milos into Platemaker, into Blade. It's a long series of plays, but it does do a lot of stuff. You just need to actually get that far. And I'd like to see the Milos this turn. We'll see what happens.
Grab your weapons.
Zoltafoil on it would be very nice. Mostly so they can silence the Skycrag that's about to fly. Skycrag Goad is about to hit Scalebreaker, I'd imagine. No? BeardBroken representing this trick very hard. Well, there's another thing that's a pretty good silence target. Yeah, and we're just going to get the foil down. You might still have to silence... Yeah, fair enough. I mean, it's the goat itself that gives flying, right? Yeah, the renown is just +2, so that's correct. The renown doesn't actually give it the flying. I mistook that for a second, where I thought that maybe the renown itself actually gave it the flying, and the weapon was +2, but that's not the way it works. The weapon is a 0-2 weapon that gives flying. And I'd like to see BeardBroken just keep the pressure up here. I mean, just slam in with that 5-4. Yeah, and the 3-3-2. Okay, so we know for sure that Beard has a trick. Because there's no way that BeardBroken's slamming into the 3-3 into Milos on a pure whim. I can't imagine that that bluff is not going to happen. It's way too risky. Yeah, Pristine Light is still a card. Vargo is silenced, so I mean it's better for Alesha than it could have been, but it ain't great.
Let's hammer this out.
Now, do you decimate this? Yes, okay. And now the other question, do you just put a weapon on the other one?
The impurities.
When you play the flyer. And we're getting answers very quick to all of these questions. Alesha just on the ball, knows exactly what they want to do. BeardBroken still has that Skycrag Goad. Like, they can still just throw this Scalebreaker into the air and start slamming. So, Alesha is far from safe. In fact, if BeardBroken just decides to do that, they're at 6. The question is, will they be able to win that race for BeardBroken? Because right now, I mean, they're facing down against 10 damage a turn. Throw in Inquisitor's Blade, and that changes very, very quickly. That double damage is scary, and I think BeardBroken knows it. BeardBroken is on Quinn mana, so we might be seeing that come down. And that might be why they've been holding on to the Goad for so long, too, right? Not just because they want to fly Quinn, which would be a good thing, but also that if Quinn dies, they can get it back by having the Goad. Now we're going to see a block. Alright.
You will obey.
So Beard has a plan. I feel like you just play both of the units. Yeah. Unfortunately, Alesha might have to trade this Platemaker just to stay alive. There's so much damage coming in from BeardBroken here. It's a tough one. And BeardBroken, with pretty much anything that triggers Renown, will be able to pick off the Wind Elemental. We know that they have another Echo/Fate card in their hand, which we assumed was going to be... it might even be the only option, Unstable Form. So they could do that there. Ooh, instead... Wow, they just go in straight face. Oh, brutal. Yeah, that's more than enough damage. Well, oh, sorry, no, it's not. It's exactly enough damage. I thought it was 2 or 3 more when I first looked at it. Ouch. Well, that'll be the game. So we've got BeardBroken over Alesha in 3 tight games. Those are really, really close. I mean, Alesha has so that explosive damage out of the double damage units, right? That can easily take over a game. And I'm just going to update the bracket right now, so we're going to jump on over to that. And Alesha is not out, though. Remember that. This is not the end of the road for Alesha by any means. Alesha just merely goes down to loser's bracket and still has a second chance at life, battling all the way up through the loser's bracket instead.